Donald Trump walked into an arena that holds 20,000 people and 19,999 people were so happy. And then there was Bill Burr's wife. Yeah, and I love how people are like, oh, how can you do that? It's like, well, he's racist. He likes to sort of plagiarize some Hitler stuff every once in a while. Like, what is surprising that a black woman wouldn't like him? I don't like the guy. My wife giving him the finger is what I love about my wife. Do you know where you stand with her? And you can't say that about a lot of people.
Bill Burr doesn't just roast Donald Trump. He incinerates him, leaving behind nothing but a smoking tube and a trail of disbelief that this man is still the current president. It's a takedown so sharp it could slice through the ego Trump wears like a second suit, tearing into his chaotic administration, endless self-congratulation, and bizarre public meltdowns. Burr turns the entire presidency into a stand-up bit gone nuclear, reminding everyone that under all the bluster, the White House is now basically a late-night comedy club, only less organized.
To be honest with you, I can't believe Trump didn't win this thing like 4 months ago. I know that's weird for younger people to hear, but when I was a kid, if you were running for president and you got shot and you didn't die, that was the end of the election. There was nothing you could say. Everybody would just be like, this guy's the man. He is the king. I'll be honest with you. I think the number one reason like Trump survived is all those herky-jerky movements that he does. You just can't like nail the guy down. The guy is...
Donald Trump's presidency is the kind of comedy that writes itself. If the script were co-written by a used car salesman and a guy who thinks the moon landing was filmed in a Denny's parking lot, Bill Burr doesn't have to dig deep for material. Trump keeps handing him it gift-wrapped, usually in the form of a 3 a.m. social media rant. This is a president who somehow manages to combine the overconfidence of a man who's never read the manual with the results of someone who lost the manual in the first place.
If you want to see a great case thing on like narcissism, liberals are so stupid the way that they handle Trump. You should shut up. He's a narcissist, neutral energy. I think he was a one-hit wonder, right? He wrote The Twist, and then that was it. He was on the casino circuit. You idiot liberals wrote him Twist again when you indicted him. And now he's a martyr. And now he's coming back, Jimmy.
The peppermint twist is back.
He's coming back. It's going to be great for comedy. He's coming back.
If the leader of the free world were a bar patron, Trump would be the guy loudly explaining quantum physics to the bartender while his drink is upside down. Burr's style is built for this. He doesn't roast Trump politely. He smacks the absurdity right out of the gate, pointing out that Trump's administration runs like a bad family-run restaurant. Half the staff are quitting, the menu changes every day, and the owner spends more time yelling at Yelp reviewers than fixing the kitchen.
This guy's saying he's going to build a wall from California to like El Paso, Texas. Like, dude, I've done that drive. That's like a 2-day drive, 85 miles an hour. Like, ah! Like you're going to build a wall. You're really going to do this? Like, how much is this going to cost? How many times you going to go to Home Depot? Like, how big is this thing going to be? Look how long it took to build the Freedom Tower, and we wanted that. That took 15 years. Dude, by the time they build that thing, we're going to be the ones going over it.
The best brain brag is catnip for Burr. He imagines the thought process behind it. A president so convinced of his own genius that he skips briefings, ignores experts, and then acts shocked when things fall apart. In Burr's framing, Trump isn't just out of his depth. He's at the bottom of the pool holding a sign that says, "Nailed it." His leadership style is less about making decisions and more about making announcements, then retrofitting the details later, like a teenager trying to explain a dent in the family car.
I mean, he literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started yelling in the direction the bullets were coming from. That's not a sane human being. I would have been on the ground crying in the fetal position, like, all right, give me the truck. I don't want this job anymore. But Trump's got all those weird, coming out. I think the guy couldn't get like a bead on him, And like right as he pulled the trigger, Trump was just like, and Sleepy Joe, and the bullet went by his head.
Burr zeroes in on Trump's obsession with optics, describing it as the political equivalent of buying a flashy car with no engine. The rallies, oversized signatures, and gold-dipped slogans are all about looking like a winner, even when the scoreboard says otherwise. From international embarrassments to domestic policy blunders, Burr notes that Trump treats every issue like a ratings game. Get applause now, figure out the rest later.
Dude, I have to say, though, him winning is the most astounding thing I've ever seen.
It was a surprise.
No. Surprise? Dude, like, you're talking like Lake Placid, the Olympics when we beat the Russian, buries that. Kurt Gibson's home run is a joke.
Right.
The Giants beating the undefeated Patriots, that's all a joke. Dude, the star of a reality show is going to run the country. The guy who decided if Brett Michaels or Cyndi Lauper would make a better CEO for a company that doesn't exist.
He doesn't spare the revolving door staffing situation either. Burr likens it to a bad reality show where contestants get voted off weekly, except the prize for surviving is standing behind Trump while he free associates through a press conference. The turnover is so constant that Burr jokes about the White House having a loyalty punch card. The people who stay aren't the most qualified. They're the ones who can keep a straight face while nodding along to whatever Trump is saying.
Trump, do you think a businessman like Trump has a chance to be president? Do you think he has any shot at all? Do you think this is real?
No, just because no one would work with them. Like, Republicans and Democrats would be babies, and they would pout because they're, like, bought and owned. And it's like, how come this guy's free?
Right.
And gets to say whatever he wants. I mean, I don't know. I've enjoyed the hell out of him. Just all the stuff the guy's been saying. I hope more politicians are...
Foreign policy under Trump is another buffet for Burr's sarcasm. He points out the bizarre habit of cozying up to dictators while alienating allies, like the kid at school who ditches his friends to hang out with bullies. Every summit looks more like a photo op than a negotiation, with Trump measuring success by flattering headlines instead of problem solving. Burr imagines the post-meeting briefings as pure chaos. We didn't get anything done, but did you see my handshake? Tremendous.
Yeah.
He was the shit, though. He was like... He just reminded me, like, when I didn't read the book, and I'm just, like, just winging it, you know? I'm gonna do it! How you gonna do that? Oh, you'll see! You'll see! It worked! Dude, he is the greatest shit talker.
Burr digs into Trump's personality like peeling an onion, every layer more absurd than the last. He paints him as a man who spent his life in rooms where no one says no to him, which is why he reacts to criticism like someone just told him gravity isn't real. The presidency hasn't changed that. Trump's constant self-credit for any positive outcome and total denial of any negative one is comedy gold.
How's your wife's hands doing these days?
Oh, they're fantastic. I love my wife. You know where you stand with her. Okay, the guy walked in the arena, everybody cheered. She gave him the finger. Nobody got arrested. That's why this country's great. Everybody expressed themselves. Can we all be adults? I mean, I don't know about you, but I came there to go to the fights. I didn't know I was going to the Republican National Convention.
Burr compares it to a guy taking credit for the sun coming up while insisting the rain is someone else's fault. When Burr talks about Trump's relationship with facts, he treats it like an ongoing breakup. Reality keeps calling, and Trump keeps blocking the number. Yesterday's contradiction becomes today's official story. Burr wraps it up by saying, Trump runs emergencies like someone who thinks the fire department is just a photo backdrop.
Hey, the best thing that's happened to this country in the last 6 months is that fucking idiot missed when he shot at Donald Trump.
Yeah.
If that dude, the level of fucking chaos that would have created and conspiracy theory and all of that, you know, I kind of feel like when you were talking about like stand-up, like tension and release, tension and release, tension and release, these psychos that run shit, they build up this tension and tension and tension, and then like it causes these big events.
It's absurd, reckless, and in Burr's hands, hilariously unforgettable. Bill Burr doesn't tiptoe into a roast. He kicks the door down, lights a cigar with a rolled-up executive order, and goes after Donald Trump with unfiltered rage. He paints the current president less like a world leader and more like the guy in your neighborhood who builds a deck without a permit, then sues the city for harassing him.
My favorite thing was when Trump was going, thank you. Thank you. You know what it reminded me of? When OJ got acquitted. Remember that? When he's going, thank you. Like, I can't believe I'm getting off of this. Thank you. Thank you. He's another guy. Donald Trump. He's getting the Michigan treatment. Do you know how many people you could accuse of that, falsifying your assets for what they're really worth?
Right.
Like, how come they're not going after the banks? I could just walk into a bank and be like, my house is worth $5 trillion. Can I have a $30 million loan? Okay.
My only pushback on that story is you said your wife gave him the finger. It was more than one, I think I saw, right?
It was two.
Burr skewers the fact that the same guy who bankrupted casinos somehow convinced America he could balance the federal budget, a kitchen fire to Michelin analogy. He digs into Trump's obsession with self-promotion. The presidency turned into a 24/7 infomercial for his ego. Forget Make America Great Again. The real slogan was by the hat, validate me. Burr highlights Trump's gold-plated luxury and how draining the swamp turned into installing more swamp creatures than ever.
He is the greatest shit talker of all time. He sat at like $100,000 breakfast while the president trashed him. Humiliated.
This is a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm jumping around.
White House Correspondents' Dinner, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for giving it structure.
Yeah.
Humiliated the guy.
Right.
My wife would love you. She
Yeah.
sit next to me during brunch. She never knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sits there, the guy totally trashes him. He's absolutely humiliated. And within like 2-3 years, he had that guy's job.
Right.
So you could never talk shit to him. Going, hey, Donald, you know, one time I was in a bar and this guy came in, oh, really? One time I was sitting, I paid $100,000 for breakfast. The President Trump, what the hell's his name? Barack?
Obama.
Yeah, Obama.
Yeah. I'm giving you structure now.
Yeah.
Obama.
He trashed me. 2 years later, I had a fucking job.
The rallies, endless rambling, chest thumping, and grievance airing feel less like political events and more like open MIC nights for conspiracy theories. Burr paints a picture of Trump basking in the cheers of loyal fans like a kid discovering karaoke. Burr's delivery slices through the mythology Trump tries to build around himself, reducing it to a branding exercise. Trump's presidency in Bill Burr's crosshairs is like a clown car crashing into a fireworks factory. Loud, chaotic, and insisting everything is under control while flames shoot 50 feet in the air.